So earlier I read out a case study entitled Joanne Manages the Schedule. Now we're going to look through that to see how she and her team do their scheduling, their booking, and how they attempt to resolve problems as they occur. So Joanne works at a BMW car dealership. She and her team act as the interface between the organisation and its customers. When the customers walk in, write in, telephone in, she and her team receive those inbound communications and they respond. They're the interface. There are three main types of work that she described. 1, repairs on customers' vehicles. 2, car servicing. And 3, selling pre-owned cars that are delivered. They're there to resell those cars. The tasks that she and her team are involved with: organising, planning involving time management, and negotiation. The requirement: 1, to satisfy her employers. 2, to satisfy her customers. 3, to provide sufficient work for the repair shop workers, the 14 technicians. Considerations: supply versus demand, and also urgent versus non-urgent jobs. Joanne's dilemma. A, only 10 loan cars on a first-come, first-served basis. So it could be that some customers on occasion are disappointed when they arrive. Those cars have already been taken. B, she and her team operate based upon the BMW standard times for all major jobs. This is a piece of software that they use as a program when organising their day. However, clearly some jobs will take longer whilst other jobs will take shorter. These are only identified times, specified times. The real world is not going to be identical to those. C, parts needed for the jobs are ready and laid out for the next day. But there must be occasions when some of these parts are not available. And so that may mean that when the car is delivered in the next day, they cannot do the work on that particular car. D, customers themselves might want extra work doing when they arrive. E, the technicians, as we heard, may be ill. Indeed, they could be on holiday. And so there might be less numbers of technicians available to do the work. F, on average, either 4 or 5 customers do not turn up with their cars each day, and they do not make contact with the organisation to inform them of this. This obviously can cause additional problems. So, do you think Joanne and her team should just accept this, take in the appropriate bookings, and, as 4 or 5 do not turn up, leave some of their workers without work? Yes, those workers would get paid, but it would make her company highly inefficient. Or do you think Joanna and her team should take extra bookings, in effect to overbook, to compensate for these 4 or 5 people who do not turn up with their cars? This would appear to be a good decision on behalf of her company. However, what if one day all of the customers do turn up and there are not the 4 or 5 missing as usual? Then the organisation would not be able to cope with this excess demand, and as a result will be overdue in completing the work and need probably to go into the next day. This could result in some customers being very unhappy, and many of them may complain or take their business elsewhere in the future. Joanne and her team would have been seen to have let down the customers rather badly. So, who should she put first? The company that she works for and who pay her salary, or the customers who are essential to provide the income to sustain the business? Clearly, this is an example of the dilemma when trying to provide good customer relationship management.